This 6-year window is actually our last chance to establish our future before the globe undergoes a radical transformation, in my opinion. Following that, we have the applications layer. Therefore, I believe the blockchain layer merely expressed it in monetary terms. As of right now, we're at around 2 trillion. This cycle, in my opinion, runs all the way to 10 trillion. And we reach a point, say, between 100 and 200 trillion in 2035. Indeed, that fucking trend is massive. Get that done. Get that one thing done. However, the amount of return we get from the later stages of the cycle is unknown to me. The worldwide monetary system is inherently unstable and verging on collapse, which is both widely acknowledged and not debated. The world's debt load is now too enormous, and the fiat system will eventually become irrelevant, according to financial experts, economists, and sound money supporters on all sides. However, they diverge in this regard. A return to the gold standard, in which the precious metal is once again the basis of the global monetary system, is, according to gold bugs, the only way out. Blockchain technology, according to cryptocurrency backers, finally ends humanity's quest for a deflationary, secure, permissionless, scarce currency. Like other cryptocurrency investors, renowned macro analyst and notable crypto enthusiast Raoul is positive on digital assets and thinks the business offers a once-in-a-lifetime chance to all types of investors. Pal, in contrast to the majority of cryptocurrency proponents, thinks the monetary system need not collapse in order to pave the way for what's to come. Our governments may put off dealing with this issue until the next phase of the monetary system is completely built and ready for a seamless transition, according to the former Goldman Sachs executive. The exponential growth of technology, according to Pal's exponential age thesis, is driven by the lightning-fast progress in areas like AI and robots. A combination of factors, including an aging population and falling productivity, is exacerbating the global debt crisis, claims Pal. We can't possibly pay off our enormous debt by natural means alone. Production is simply insufficient. Pal thinks that here is where robotics and AI come in, completely altering the GDP calculation with their exponentially growing productivity and unlimited productive units. He put it this way: AI can scale knowledge infinitely and robotics can scale physical labor infinitely. So according to Pal, the debt crisis and GDP growth will be solved and the need for a worldwide collapse will be eliminated thanks to the productivity boost we will gain from the exponential age. Ex-Goldman Sachs executive Raoul predicts the arrival of the exponential age and its complete functioning by 2030 in a new video he uploaded to his YouTube channel, Raoul the Journeyman. The action starts to heat up now. Since the exponential age will alter our understanding of economics, banking, and investing, according to Pal, the globe will be entirely unrecognizable by 2030. Therefore, Pal cautions that you only have 6 years to get ready for the future by investing in cryptocurrencies and claiming your portion of a $200 trillion business. As we share excerpts from Pal's illuminating video, we ask that you kindly hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and enable post notifications so that you never miss an episode like this one. All eyes are on you now. It's on my mind, and I've been lucky enough to amass some fortune. I'm far from the wealthiest man in the world, but the idea is universal. I believe we have this window, this 6-year window, where we need to amass as much wealth as possible because the path forward is obvious. The best macro opportunity in history has come our way. We should make the most of this situation where all things are interconnected and the everything code controls everything. Benefit from it. Simply said, I have no idea what the future holds beyond the year 2030. People can change and adapt to the environment. Yes, I have discussed this before. More importantly, I believe it will center on online digital networks and the value we bring to social groups. The discussion on this topic might go on for quite a while. Therefore, the human race as a whole does not concern me. How to when censor oneself is my only concern. However, I believe we have this 6-year window. Because of this, we have very little time to prepare for the future before the world undergoes a radical transformation and we lose access to all of our codes. Most of the things we knew before are gone. How can one interpret technical analysis, portfolio analysis? What is it and what does it all imply? With AGI in action, what is the point of reading the news? My one certainty is that the digital rails will serve as the mechanism via which everything is to operate. Machines, bots, and AI will all use blockchain to transfer money. It seems like every government is acting this way, therefore that is not an issue for me. However, we will reach mature period eventually. The progress we've achieved since the adoption phase is also going to vanish. Prior to blockchain technology reaching its maturity phase and yielding rewards more akin to utility returns, we must participate in its adoption phase. This brings us to the apps layer. Put simply, we're at about $2 trillion today, according to my estimation of the blockchain layer. This cycle, in my opinion, runs all the way to 10 trillion. And we reach a point, say, between 100 and 200 trillion in 2035. Am I correct? A megatrend that is, get that done. Get that one thing done. However, I am unsure about the returns that result from the later stages of the cycle. After all, it is always the first, isn't it? Where your true wealth is created. I then ask myself, what the fuck do you own in terms of assets after 2030? Trusts are worthless. Property values have plummeted. Which businesses make it as a mystery to us? Businesses typically endure for what amount of time? In my opinion, they will behave more like meme stocks in the future. Once they become famous, they perish. We will witness one-person startups. We can do without that many people. Companies can be built by anybody. Perhaps they endure. As a result, the capital cycles are far shorter, and the economy resembles a meme or an ICO economy. How does venture capital operate in a future where artificial general intelligence AI constantly refines product marketplaces for businesses? Things grow and then wither. You keep getting interrupted, so I imagine far fewer people rise. In this type of never-ending loop, everyone is interrupted by everyone else. Where else can we put our money? This is just my broad opinion. I intend to write a more in-depth essay on the subject later on. Last but not least, I can't help but wonder, where are my funds for the future? How do you plan to preserve wealth in this uncertain environment, aside than your lifestyle bank and a few properties you use and live in? To some extent, I enjoy digital arts. As it is, I believe that NFT, high-end digital art, will continue to sit atop the wealth pyramid. Okay then, the approaching exponential, according to Pal's thesis. Time of great technological development is very comparable to that of Cathie Wood. The CEO and creator of ARK Invest predicts that by 2030, the combined value of 5 revolutionary inventions would have increased the global equity market worth from $19 trillion to more than $220 trillion. Cathie and Pal both predict that by 2030, the world's gross domestic product GDP will have increased from its average growth rate of 3% over the previous century to at least 8.5% thanks to advancements in AI, blockchain, robots, genomic sequencing, and energy storage. The world's economic growth rate is expected to slow to 2.6% in the next years, according to analysts. Both Cathie and Pal are of the opinion that the world's economic trajectory will be drastically altered by the convergence and quick development of these revolutionary platforms. Returning to Pal's video, he elaborates on how to position yourself correctly by investing in cryptocurrencies before the next big upheaval occurs in 6 years. You are aware that I have read the entire tale. The way things are, I've told you that 1,000,000 times. Poverty, excessive debt, and an aging population. All fiat currencies are being debased by central banks, as I've already explained. That 2008 was the zenith of the entire fiat world, which helps explain why people have been so frustrated ever since nothing has worked. While some assets have kept going up in value, they are the ones responsible for the depreciation of the US dollar, the reserve currency. Because of this, US markets appear better at first glance, yet, after deflationary debasement adjustments are made, they resemble the European stock market in dollars. Nothing is happening. Then we realized, all right, the government gets it too. In my opinion, the best part is that although the federal government seems to be completely confused, the central banks are well versed in the game. Keep the vast baby boomer complex from collapsing. Make sure the system doesn't crash. In order to keep the current economic system in place, we must counteract the declining trend rate of GDP with increasing government debt until we address this population boom and